Hello and welcome students to the introduction video for Principles of Programming, the COP-1000 course. This is for the online and for the hybrid students. So the first page that we're looking at is going to start with the Canvas, and my name is Mr. Carter. I'll be your instructor for this course throughout the fall term. I'm going to walk you through where to find everything, so make sure you take time to watch this video, and if you don't understand it, you can watch it, go back and reference it. And also I will have the syllabus available and show you where to find that, and also where to reference that too. All right, so let's start with our home page and our Canvas. The first thing, of course, you're going to need for both classes, for both the online and the hybrid class, you're going to need Canvas access. So if you don't have Canvas access, you need to get that before the course starts. So your login and password, and you can do that. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. It might already close out on me. So yeah, you can do that on your home page. But let's go right into the Canvas. So the first page on the home page, you'll see that this link right here will come up. All right, the course name, and if you're in the Titusville course, the hybrid course, it'll say 46T here. But this is the online 02Z, which is still the COP-1000. This link here is very important. To access the MindTap, where everything that you're going to be graded on in this course is going to come from that, you want to click on this first link here. And then what you'll get is something that looks like this. Yours is going to look different because you'll have to register, but you need to register. You should be able to click on this link here after you do that, and then you'll open the MindTap. Then they'll give you your access. You register, use your Eastern Florida State College credentials, your Titan Web credentials. Once you get registered, you should be able to see this page here. All right. Yours is not going to say Open Gradebook because that only gives me access to the gradebook as the instructor. But everything that's here on the MindTap tells you have 12 chapters in all, and you start with your orientation. If you go to the right, you'll see number of activities for each chapter or each orientation. So let's go with orientation. You can click this down arrow, and it'll break it down into terms. Getting started with MindTap, I would suggest you go ahead and look at these videos. Each and every one, they're short. And you see the due date for the online class is December 30th or December 3rd, where everything is due, 11:59. All right, and there will be no extensions, and that includes all the work and all that. And I'll go over that again. All right. Then here, same thing, getting started. If you go through these labs and understanding, you better understand it. If you want to skip them, that's fine. If you have a question, I'm going to tell you to go back to the labs, or maybe a student who went to and watched them will help you out. All right, but this gives you the information you need to be able to work the software. Notice in the orientation, there's nothing there graded, and I'll show you how to determine that. Let's go to chapter 1. In each chapter, you have 4 sections: learn it, code it, study it, apply it. If you go to learn it, you're going to see the reading, some slides, but mostly reading, and even a few videos. These videos are short and very important. Tells you how to go do everything in there as far as programming in that chapter. So this is view 7 activities. So yeah, but still, these are all practice. It says 1 point, but they're practice, so they won't count towards your grade. So you do not have to do those. But the reading, I would strongly suggest. And that's all part of the Learn It. And if you go to Code It, this is the orange dot. It counts towards your grades. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. That's what you know what is graded and what's not. And so chapter 1, it says basically you have your Java lab, C++ lab, and your Python lab. And how you will learn what to do is in the Learn It section of chapter 1. That's why it's important that you read your Java PAL, your C++ PAL, and your Python PAL, so you'll know how to do those 3 short assignments. Now if you go to study it, you'll see PowerPoint, flashcards, and study it, and then apply it is going to be your end of chapter test, which is worth 20 points. See here, it counts towards your grade. And there's a 45-minute time limit. All right. Next. Now for these as well, with the 45-minute time limit, you also have 3 attempts, and your highest grade will be kept. So 3 attempts, your highest grade will be kept. All right. And so that was chapter 1, and you'll notice that all the other chapters are broken down the same way. Learn it, code it, study it, apply it. No graded material in a learn it or study it. Your coding is your homework. And you see that there's more graded homework in chapter 2. And your apply it is your end of chapter tests, which is worth 20 points. And once again, 3 attempts with your highest grade being kept. Now, when it comes to the coding assignments, there's unlimited attempts. So I would tell you, if you're having an issue and it's not graded, and if you want me to look at it, I can only see it once you submit it for grade. Once you grade it and then you submit it. So if you got, even if it's giving you a 0, you can still submit it because you have unlimited attempts. But I'm not able to see it because some of them, for whatever reason, it's not the same ones for everybody. But some of them, if I can look at the code and not find any and verify that it's correct, then I'll go ahead and manually grade it. But I'm not going to manually grade every assignment. So just because you ran through it and you want me to look at it, don't do that. Just verify it on your own and you'll see that, okay, because most mistakes you'll make, you might have to look away. They're hard to catch, especially when you first start programming. All right, and once again, there's 12 chapters. They all set up the same way. Learn it, code it, study it, apply it. And then at the end is your final exam, and that's here, post-course. That's worth 120 points. And we'll go over that as well. That's going to be open up for a week, at least a week. So if you do your, that one, see, you should get the same amount. I think it's 3 attempts, but I'll verify that. And the highest score is kept, so you don't have to do that in one setting. But one advice I would give you for this, there's a lot of work, especially chapter 5. For instance, there's 40 activities. That's one of the longest chapters. Then 42 in chapter 9. So if you wait till the last minute, you're going to run out of time, and there will be no extensions for either class. So make sure you understand that. All right. So that's how you activate Canvas, and I'll go over that again real quick. If you go to the home button, or that's how you do MindTap. Let's close it out. If you go to home button, or you can do modules. All right, home or modules, but it's the link with your class information on there. If you're the Titusville class, this is going to say 485C and have a different CRN number, but it will have your course, and this is the link to get to MindTap to get registered, and then when you do your assignments, that's how you access them, by going to MindTap and going to that page. This is additional information for you in Canvas here on the modules channel, or on the modules tab, where you can go once you click here to access that. But if you want to see the solution video that I posted on there for each assignment, you can do that as well. Also there's a quiz, or for at the end of chapter there's a short video that kind of gives you information about what's going to be on the exam and how to approach it. So please watch those. They'll help you save time and probably get a good grade on the first attempt. Also, there's chapter slides here too for each chapter that we cover for that week. As you can see, for this class, for the online class, you got week 1. It covers the whole week for you. In the Titusville class, you're going to have the hybrid. It's going to have the day Monday, and Monday's date 8/18, and I'll have the date of class. All right, but the name of what we're going to cover that week. So if you notice the introduction and setup, also we're going to do chapter 1 the first week. Same thing in class. So if you don't come the first week, you're going to be super behind. You're going to have to catch up on your own. And because this is an online and hybrid class, same thing. You're going to do most of your work online on the MindTap app. So if you have issues with MindTap, you're going to have issues the whole class. So the final is not unlocked yet. And that's going to be this last week, but I will unlock that. And this part, you don't need to do anything with that. But the final, and we'll adjust that link. We'll get that adjusted to the MindTap final. All right, so let's see what else on here. Announcements. Check your announcements often. You should get an alert when an announcement is posted for my online class. If there's any emergencies about classroom meeting, here I'll do an introduction announcement once this video is set up, so you can have that link in there. And if there's any emergencies or reminders, check those often. And next on there, let's go back to modules again. So for modules also, with these videos, like I said, these are the links to the videos, so you can see them when you open them up. Let's go to a larger chapter. Let's go to chapter 3. And it has them all lined up for you, so you can do specific ones. So quick study guide, that's for the exam. And these are for each assignment. PAL or PAL 3 prep for Java, C++, 2 of those. And then the labs, chapter 3, C++ labs. And if you hit the next button, where does that take you? Takes you to the slides. Let's go back to modules. But you can just kind of surf around and kind of see what that's all about. All right. Let's go chapter 5 and 6, video solutions. Week 5 and 6, video solutions. So this is better because you got them broken down. You see the Java ones, they're all in order, so the Java ones are first. Lab 5-1 and 5-2 is there, 5-3 is 5-4, but it tells you there, so if you get confused. Alright, so this is on, back to modules. Alright, so that's how you find the videos. Now another thing we want to look at is our discussion, and this is what we'll use to communicate. There's three categories, 3 discussions. You should check these often. And if you have a question, for instance, say you have a question about programming assignments. Hey, I'm on Java program chapter 2-4 and it won't run. So I'll put this here. And as if you have a question about an assignment, please use these subject lines after watching the video solution. So my program won't run. And then you put that after that, so the first line I see, or the subject line is going to see that, or the other students will see that too, because they might have had the same problem and figured it out, or they might run into the same problem and we've already talked about it and discussed it. Because what I don't want to do is have 40 emails about the same question. Hey, I'm not going to raise my hand in class. I'm going to wait till after a class and then talk to my professor one-on-one about a question about the class. We're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and use the discussion, and also if you help enough students and you're interactive in the discussion, if you're closer to the next higher grade, up to 10 points, you can receive up to 10 points for a extra credit by participating in the discussion. If you do have a question, like I said, put it in discussion and check back often for that. Because for some weeks during the week, sometime I'll have limited availability. So if a student can ask a question that they've already experienced it, or we've already solved it with one student, don't email me and without looking at the discussion and seeing if the answer is already in there. So make sure you check the discussion first. All right, and that's the discussion tab. So if you go back to discussion to the first page, so we have about programming assignments, questions about technical issues. Hey, I don't have my I can't access my MindTap, or it's going slow. You would use this one and those subject lines, and miscellaneous questions. Now when it comes to your grade, especially when it comes to assignment, the assignment is going to have a grade for you on each assignment. If you have a grade about a question about an assignment or a specific grade, don't be afraid to say, hey, this assignment 5-2, the Python 5-2 is giving me a 0, and I did the code just like it said in the video. I didn't find any mistakes, but it's giving me a 0. Put that in there, because you're not talking about your overall grade. That's one assignment, because someone else might be getting a 0 or a 14 or a 25. It might be happening the same thing, and then we'll know, hey, this is the issue, or this is what they already found. But when it comes about your total grade, if you have a question, hey, I'm only seeing these many points and I should have over these many overall points, those you can email me. But don't email me individual assignments, because same thing, there's glitches in the software, and I might have to, it might be might happen to everyone. So if I'm doing that 25 plus the 16 students I have, that's a lot of emails and it'll limit the time when asking questions that will really help you learn, not on questions about the software. That's small problems that we can fix easy with automatic by me graded manually. All right, so that's the discussion area. So we did home tab and module tab. Basically, it looks like about the same, but I would go with the module tab for organization. Discussion. The next thing we'll do is look at the files, which you probably don't want to use that one unless you want to download a copy of the syllabus and you want to see the slides for whatever reason, or you want to download them and have them in PowerPoint view. But here's the syllabus. You can download that, or you can open it from here. All right, and then here's another page where the syllabus is already displayed for you. So while we'll have this open, we'll go over it real quick. So here we'll do, of course, the title. Now with the syllabus, I don't expect you to read it and know it inside out, but I do expect you to know how to reference it. All right, so I'm going to close this one out and open up the Titusville one. All right, so here we have it. The first page is going to tell you where to be at and what the class is all about. So like I said, this is the Titusville syllabus. Yours to have the fall 2025, the CRN, and the term 2025-440. That's the fall term, 16 weeks. All right, so main thing, the location, building 1, room 126 in Titusville. And our meeting time is 5:30 to 6:45. All right. So Mondays, 5:30 p.m., 6:45, building 1, room 26. On the online students, you don't have to worry about that. As soon as you have access to your course, you can begin. Now here, we're not going to use Microsoft Teams. There's an old intro video here that I'm going to replace, but if you've already seen that, great. The new one will be there as well, specifically for these classes. All right. Now, once you've done that, you know where to go. The next most important thing, a lot of this is general information that you'll probably have on all your syllabi for other classes. But if we go down to the meat and potatoes, specifically for this class, the first thing you're going to come across is the overall grading structure. And this is on, I believe, on page 4. And this is for my Titusville class and the hybrid class and the online class, 600 total points. And the reason why I put this up there, sometimes Canvas will try to grade some of the assignments and whatever, but on MindTap you'll have a total number that you have. So if you're looking and you have 200 points and it's showing you have 100%, all that means is you got 100% on the stuff you graded, but on this chart you would have an F because you didn't do the old 600 points. So please go by the points and not the percentage in MindTap. So this is what your percentage of 600 points is to get an A, from 90% to 100. You need 540 and so on. So you can reference this. Once again, this is page 4 of the syllabus. All right? You don't need to memorize this, but you need to be able to know where to find it. You can find it here, or like I showed you before in files, you can download it. And here, remember this, no exceptions will be accepted. All assignment, projects, quizzes, and exams are due by Wednesday, 12/1 at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now you will get to the end of the class time. Actually, no, this is after the class time, so this is going to be, we're going to change this to Monday for you. Actually, we'll do that now. All right, so we got that straight. So for my Titusville class, everything but the final will be due when you walk into the door of the final if you're taking it in the classroom. So 5:30 p.m. when that class starts, all other assignments will be due. You will have a little bit extra. You'll have to the end of the class at 6:40 or whatever time the class ends. Let's get to the top. Let's verify that. 6:45 is when the class ends, the hybrid class on the 1st. So you will have from 5:30 to 6:45 to do the final. All right. So just keep that in mind. So Monday. So here's how it works. I have got other classes, other stuff to turn in. I have to turn in grades. So when I'm done, when the term is done, the term is done. So, but what I do for you is I'll go to my next one and explain why, how to approach that. The no extension, I won't be around to grade anything, after that. So now here, when it comes to the grades, here's a breakdown of your grades, so you know where to lean your efforts if you're behind. Quizzes are 40%, which is 240 total points out of the 600. And your projects and homework, they're also 40%, another 240 points, which leaves you at 480 out of 600. And then the final is worth 120 points, which gives you that 600 total. So know that those are 3 things that are worth points. All right. And then if you're close enough to the next higher grade, and if you participated and helped someone, or you participated in the discussions routinely, then you can get up to 10 points for the next higher grade. If you try to do that all in 1 week and did everything last minute, and then try to post questions and answer questions that's already been answered in the last week, that's not going to count. This is throughout. This is from week 1 through week 16. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, notice there's only 3 things that counts for grades. All right, so if you do anything else or find out your attendance or all this other stuff, none of that counts. All right, these are where you find it, and this is page 4 as well. The grading policy, the no extension, when is everything due, this is the important stuff. All right, so page 1 tells you where to go, and then here on page 4 it tells you, hey, what's my grade going to be like? It's down here. This is the schedule. This is the pacing schedule. It tells you what week number, the date for, like I said, this is the hybrid class. So Mondays, it gives you the date, lets you know when there's no class, there's holidays or whatever. Now, one thing about all this for the hybrid and online, right now, every assignment except for the final is unlocked. So if you know that I have to work, or I'm going out of town, or I'm going to be celebrating this on this week, then you can work ahead, which I recommend. Work ahead. You don't have to call me or email me or send me a paragraph email to tell me why you're not going to be in class or why you're going to be doing what you're doing. That's your business. You don't have to tell me that. However, if I don't hear from you or you're not doing assignments for a while, and I'll send you an email to check on you and tell you how many points you have. If I don't get a reply, then that's going to be your last. If I don't hear from you, that email, the last time that I see you do any work when I do your grade, that's going to be the last time you attend a class. So just keep that in mind. So post to the discussion. So I know you're alive if you're not doing any work. If you're doing your assignments, I can see you making progress. And if you don't have any questions, that's okay too. You don't have to make anything up. But if you see, still got to check the discussion in case there's some that you can answer or may help you, because that's why if someone's working faster than you, they have a question. When you get there, you'll have a reference point to have that question answer. So this is the pacing. So remember, everything is unlocked as of now. So if you want to work ahead, you can. That way, if you know if you're going to need more time towards more difficult chapters, you'll have extra time. And like I said, if you finish up super early and you want the final unlocked, then let me know and we'll work something out so you're not waiting. And if you want to finish up early, you'll have that opportunity as long as you're doing all your assignments. Now, after this class ends on the 1st. So just keep that in mind. This class ends on the 1st. So that week, all my classes end sometime that week. So I'm not gonna do anything extra, work overtime without pay and all that other stuff, and have students who ignore me and ask me to do a favor at the end. The answer is no already. So just know that. But if you need my help anytime during this time, I'm willing to be there for you, of course. All right. So that is the syllabus, and we covered Canvas. And another good reference for this list too, in the syllabus, the pacing list, it's on the last page of the syllabus, is that if you're going through your work and you just wonder where should we be at this week, especially for my online students, just go and say, hey, the date is the such and such. On yours, if you're online, it's going to have the whole week here. It's going to have the 21st to the 28th or whatever. So you said, wow, I should be on chapter 6. If you're ahead or behind or whatever, that's how you can figure out, where am I at? Is my pacing okay? All right. And let's see. Yep. And just remember, for my online students, your deadline is going to be Wednesday, 12/3 at 11:59, so p.m. All right. So that'll be your deadline where everything is due. And remember, right now, I'm not going to, there's no extensions because you have time right now and you're able to start right now if you want to. I would suggest when you get on the easy ones, get through them fast until if you have time at the beginning, use it wisely. All right, so that is basically the introduction for these and the syllabus. Once again, make sure you know how to get to modules, discussions, files, not so much unless you want to download the syllabus, and then the syllabus was already here printed out for you. All right, so welcome to the class. If you have any questions, make sure you use the discussions. Monday class, I'll see you Monday, 1:26. Make sure you come on time, and know that for census reporting for hybrid class and for the online class, the second Wednesday after class, so it'll be 6:45. We'll call it 7 p.m. the second Wednesday. Looks like it'll be the 27th. That's when I turn in my census reporting. So for census reporting, if you don't have at least 6 points from the graded assignments, then I'm going to report you as not being in class. So if you come to class Monday and you just stare at me and you don't do anything, that doesn't count, because now that for the census reporting, you have to have something towards your grade. You have to have some actual progress. So at least 6 points, or you're going to be withdrawn for census. You'll get a notice. I think if you appeal, they'll let you back. But sometimes people forget they're in class. Sometimes emergencies happen, and you won't. It's not fair to carry you and charge you tuition because you had an accident or something bad happened to you. All right. So, like I said, welcome to my class. I look forward to working with you all, and you can go ahead and get started. And make sure that. Oh, one last thing. Sorry about that. That's what I was thinking about. So the help menu for customer support. So I'm going to the MindTap software. One thing about the MindTap software, I am what is called a user. So you are a user. So what that means in IT or computer science, that means that I can't reset your password. I can adjust your grade as an instructor, but I don't run the software. So here's how you find the customer support in the help menu. If you go to your name when you log in, if you're in this page here, go up here under your name and click this down arrow, and you'll see customer support. And you can send them feedback, the system check, and frequently asked questions. One of the most asked questions is when someone opens up an assignment, if they didn't change this for this particular software, up here there should be a little pop-up that's not blocking pop-ups. If it's blocking pop-ups, then you won't be able to access it. You're being redirected to unauthorized. So it's all good. So yeah, so that's one of the easy things, but you can find that information, and it does take a while. Some days quicker than the others. It is tolerate when you're doing a lot of them at a time. You'll spend more time waiting for it to load than anything else. And while we're here, I'll show you that too, but I'm gonna pause it and let it load so I don't waste your time. Right, so now we've finally got this thing loaded, and these don't matter. I just use just the amount of AI, and I think something down here you have to click on one of these dark. Okay, so this is one of the assignments that's already done. I'm going to show you how it looks, and I can't remember if the orientation video shows you this part, but I'll show you anyway. Make life easy on you. So when it comes to while this is loaded, when it comes to manipulating screens, you see this. If you get right here, you can, once you got this open and you can see the example, you can move this over. You can move down this terminal window and until you're ready to run it. You can make this bigger so you can read the directions. If you want to adjust the font size, you hold down the control key, and if you press the plus key, you make it bigger or zoom it in. If you want to make it smaller, control and minus key. All right. Then here, there's a light here somewhere. The moon, toggle theme. I think this is it. So if you want it to be white, click that. If you want it to be dark, click that. Then here. So yeah, so you can Going to move this over to until you're ready to grade it, and do plus so you can see more. Now when it comes to this, if you have two screens, if you have multiple screens, you'll do a lot better. If you only have one, you'll struggle. Well, even it's a little harder, especially if you're doing the video, looking at the video and doing the program at the same time. Now, let's say you get down here and it takes you a while and you finish your program, so it looks good, I want to run it. And you click the run button and it's not doing anything. Go to this tab here. There might be a pop-up that tells you, or asking you, are you still using this program? Are you, because it'll time out. So if you click OK and it hasn't been there for long, go back to the screen, you might be able to run it. If it doesn't, you're going to have to close out the screen and then reopen that assignment again. And you can do that. Let me close this up. So you can do that by, let's see, how do I do that again? This X. Yeah, so you can close it out, go here and reopen it here. And it'll take about the same amount of time to open it, but it'll be live. And good thing when you close it out, it does save, right? So most importantly, just remember that. And that should be in the orientation video, so make sure you watch that. And once again, customer support information, course settings, and your frequently FAQ, frequently asked questions, and you do a system check to make sure you got all your settings right. All right, but that's just going to be under your name in MindTap, and that's where you find it. All right. So once again, welcome to the class. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, I'll see what you got. All right. Take care, and we'll be talking.